Hello and welcome to the show and tell. Lady Ada, what is this thing that we do every week?
We're on air and we're doing the show and tell. So welcome to another one. This is our weekly hangout where people from around the world come by and show off their projects and maker spaces and cosplay and 3D printing and crafting and retro technology and like books that they found at thrift stores. Anything that's cool and makery and hackery is welcome to show off their project. Yeah. So we're waiting for people to show up.
We also do like mini staff meetings because we have people that we work with around the world. So each week you can kind of get updated on some of the projects that we're doing. Okay. So this week, as usual, we're going to start off with Tony, then we're going to go to Pedro, and then after that we're going to go to Jasmine and then Basti. So Tony,
kick it off.
Hey. What are you working on this week?
Yeah, so I've got a little thing. Earlier today, well, actually yesterday, I saw a really cool thing on Reddit Raspberry Pi. It was a dash cam project that someone had where they're building a little camera to sit on their dash on their car, and they're adding like an accelerometer, a compass, GPS, so it'll track where you're at and what's going on. And I realized that as I was porting a bunch of libraries to the Raspberry Pi, things like temperature sensors, I never did do an orientation sensor like a 9DOF or 10DOF board. So that made me think, oh, I should port over the new Bosch BNO055 absolute orientation sensor to work on the Raspberry Pi because it's kind of the hot new interesting orientation sensor. So I've been working on that today to get the Bosch Sensor to work, and I'll show you kind of what I got so far. Let me do a screen share real fast. Okay, let's see. Do you see the screen yet?
Yeah, it takes a second. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So actually on the left here, this is just a little webcam of my desk here. So this is the Bosch Sensor over here, and you can see it's a real small little board. And the cool thing with this, we've talked about it before, but it's basically got an accelerometer, a magnetometer, a compass, all of the raw sensors that you need to do the sensor fusion to figure out what your orientation is. But then it also has a little Cortex M0 microprocessor that's implementing the sensor fusion algorithm. So you can just actually query a register on it that'll tell you, here's the Euler angle, or here's the quaternion for the way this thing is oriented. So like if it's up, if it's down. Normally you have to read like the raw accelerometer data and then do all kinds of really crazy math, like use a Kalman filter to figure out what that orientation looks like, because these sensors alone are like really noisy, so they'll give you values that don't really relate to each other very well. But that's the cool thing with the sensor, is that it's actually giving you an absolute value. So it's saying, okay, here's the vector that's pointing in your current orientation, and if I move it, it's going to change. Now on the right, I've actually got this is a little Python Flask application that's running, and it's it's real simple. I'm kind of halfway through it right now. It's just dumping out the X, Y, and Z Euler angle. So this is kind of the orientation of the sensor. Now the fun thing you'll see is it's getting some weird values. So there's also temperature here. Usually you need temperature to compensate some of the sensors on here. And you'll see it sometimes jumps to weird values like negative 100 Celsius. And that's kind of what I'm debugging right now. So I've got the basics of the library working, and you'll see like sometimes these values, these are in degrees, but they'll shoot up to like 2,000 sometimes, or negative 1,000. So there's obviously some kind of bug going on here, and that's kind of the fun right now. I've only skimmed the data sheet right now, so I need to go through and really read and figure out what I'm doing wrong. So it's kind of, you're seeing it halfway through the process right now, figuring out how this works. But it's pretty interesting. At least the sensor itself is really simple. It's just a little I2C connection to the Raspberry Pi, and I'm just reading the data off of there and then able to display. This is using a server sent event, which is just like some fancy web server stuff to push data from the server and update it. So hopefully I'll get this figured out. And ultimately I want to do like a WebGL, have the little bunny that you can rotate on the web page here for it. So working on that, and hopefully the next couple days I'll get it figured out and do a little guide on it.
Yeah, this is what people don't see, like behind the scenes when we have Adafruit products, that we have libraries, tutorials. It's just, when we sell it, by the time we sell it, it's like, well, we have a library and tutorial ready to go. But what isn't seen is the days or weeks of effort behind the scene where we're like, the data's coming in. Oh, wait, it's little ending on this one, and this one is swapped with Z and Y, and like all the little things that we have to tease out of the data sheet to get the data that we want. Sometimes it's easy, but sometimes
the goal is for us to fail as fast as possible in every possible way, so you don't have to.
Yeah, we take care of all the failure for you. You outsource it to us.
Exactly. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tony.
Thanks,
cool.
All right, Don Pedro from Adafruit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, everybody. How's the audio?
You look and sound fantastic.
You sound great.
Yay, cool. So Pedro, you got an interesting little display here.
Yeah, so we got a very simple 7-inch HDMI backpack hooked up with a little power boost inside here and a battery. So we have a tiny little portable display that you can use on any HDMI monitor, like a little laptop or like a Raspberry Pi or something like that.
Cool.
So it's a simple little project that I wanted to get out.
What are you using it for?
Oh, so I'm using it as a Twitter stream. So I'm doing some catting over here. I always want to, stay up to date. So I don't have too much space on my desk. I have like all the soldering stuff and crap all over it. So I want to have a tiny little display that you can, keep on working and sort of just glance over and see what's going on. But a little exposure.
Yeah.
A little too high in there, but
yeah. That's neat. For a while there was some experimentation in like laptops, and I remember there was a laptop that had a secondary display.
Yeah.
And so it was great for me because I'm in the same thing. I'm like, I need to keep an eye on the Adafruit Twitter thing in case someone has a question or something. So like having a secondary screen.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it turns out it's only for like people that really want something like that. A secondary screen might have just turned into your phone or your watch. But yeah, for a while, like there was an attempt to do that with laptops a few years ago. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, you could totally make a little adapter, hook it up to the side of your laptop or something.
Yeah, I like how you did that. It's
Yeah,
just a
so we got
simple
and
insert.
we have little 1/4-20 adapters on the side here and on the other side to make it like have it be like in portrait mode. So you can just pick up any of these little adapter guys and hook up to whatever tripod.
Cool. So you're gonna put
cool,
together
simple little
the learning guide for us?
a little learning guide and a video for that. So
Okay.
simple little project anybody can make. Cool.
All right, and then tomorrow everybody tune in to 3D Hangouts, and also there's an amazing video with the Adafruit 3D printed chess set that arrived here today.
Yay.
It is gorgeous, amazing, beautiful. That's all I'm going to say. You have to watch the video.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
All right, next up, Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine, how's it going? Welcome back to the show and tell.
Hey, Jasmine.
You were here not too long ago, maybe like 6 months ago or so?
I don't remember. Actually, I think it was last year.
Okay.
Time's flying. Okay, what you got?
I have my 3D printed customizable marble machine.
Right.
That's what it looks like.
I actually got the Instructable up a few weeks ago, and then I got the video up a week later, and then I wanted to come on the show and tell, but I think I missed a couple because I really wanted to get the marble lifter done.
Is there going to be a live demo?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, okay.
It's not working perfectly yet. You see, I just got the parts I needed today because I used this little drill, and then I took apart a screwdriver. When that didn't work, a electric screwdriver, and got this drill, but that didn't have enough torque either. And so I finally just took apart a normal drill. I know this picture.
They're like carcasses of drills.
Yes, there's a pile of drills everywhere. All right, well, if marble lifter doesn't work, you can still
You can drop it from
whatever
the
you wanna
top.
do. Yeah, let's see this thing go.
Well, actually, I have it working well enough. I just have to stop it every once in a while. It just moves too fast.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Neat.
It still has a few kinks that need to be worked out.
I definitely saw I saw like 4 or 5 ball bearings go
This is
down.
great,
this
and so you
marble
3D printed it. Why did you decide to do this project? Did you just see a marble machine and you're like, I want to make one of those, or?
Yeah, I saw the marble machine in the MakerBot store, and
that's great.
this is designed off of that.
Oh, that's great. Okay, this is a fantastic project, Jasmine. Email support@adafruit.com, and you get a seen on the show and tell sticker that you can probably put on one of the poles or something, or a drill carcass.
I think it's cool that you were using a drill and you're just like, look, whatever. I mean, if you've seen I've seen the go-karts that people use power tools, and they just keep the power tool attached.
The power tool drag races are kind of cool too.
Awesome.
All right, great work, Jasmine.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Okay. Next up, Bestie.
We're waiting for events.
It says dashboard of particle.io. Show us what's cool.
Hi, I'm from Germany, so if my English is not very good, you have to excuse me. I built an alarm system for my own house, and the heart of the alarm system is a Spark core. This is the dashboard from the Spark core, and you can see the events published to the cloud. I've just made an heartbeat that is gets fired every minute, so I can check if the system is online. And I got some events. If I go to my door, you can see.
Is someone breaking into your house right now?
Yeah, if I open the door, you can see
Watch
there
out.
comes an event. Door status should be opened, and if I close the door, there should be an event closed.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So it's you doing it. It's not a stranger. You're okay. We don't need to
No,
call.
he's at home right now.
Okay.
So I switch back to my camera, so you can see. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great.
The little box. I've just printed an enclosure for it with my 3D printer, and I've got a numpad for entering the code and arming the system, and I can check the door status and have some LEDs on the top. And if I open the door, you can see the yellow LED is just turning on to indicate the door status, and I can just arm the system. I've just changed the code now for the presentation to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And I got a timer.
Wow.
So that you can go outside and can just unlock, can lock the door, and yeah, after the 60 seconds, there's an acoustic signal. I've just made a little speaker or a buzzer inside it, and you can hear the alarm system arming, so that you know, okay, I just cannot go in because the system is locked now. So
This is great.
yeah.
That's a great system.
Thank you. And if somebody is breaking in the house, there is a soft alarm, so that you can have the ability to unlock the system. And the soft alarm has 4 stages. The first 3 stages are only informational stages, and the fourth state is the hard alarm state. So if after 60 seconds of you hear the beep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an alarm. Watch out, cops are coming for you.
Yeah. So after 60 seconds of just firing the soft alarms, and you haven't disarmed the system, there will be a hard alarm, and I just get an information on my smartphone via IFTT.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's pushing me an information. Okay, there's somebody broken in your house.
All right.
This is fantastic. Well, of course, send a email to support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you as seen on the show and tell sticker. I like that you made this all yourself, because as like big companies like Google that have Nest and thermostats, you don't really know where the information is going. It's very valuable information. Like, here's me coming and going all the time. Who knows? But you actually control all the data. It's all yours. You built it yourself. You're using if then this that. You can have it do all sorts of other things too, in addition to just contact your phone. So that's a very cool project.
I plan to implement a horn or something like that. Yeah. If the hard alarm gets fired, you have a really loud alarm or something like that.
Yeah, you can hook it up to a strobe light so the thief gets very confused and starts disco dancing. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bestie.
All right.
All right.
Next up, Alex. Hello,
Hey,
Alex. Unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Cool. So I've been working last couple of years on some cool biosensor stuff. So what I'm wearing is this wearable watch here. Actually, the light might be totally knocking off the.
Yeah, we can see it.
See the screen?
Yeah.
So it should be a bright OLED. It's not that bright, but when I flex my muscle here, there's some electrodes on my wrist that actually make the signal kind of move around. And so what's kind of finicky right now, because I'm actually using some of the conductive fabric stuff, but after you use that for a couple months, especially on something that's coming into contact with your skin, it can kind of wear out a little bit, and the conductivity decreases a little bit. So I'm working on some different electrodes, but the idea though is that you can, connect it inside here to Teensy. You can do things like turn on lights. So there's like a little light that's turned on by my muscle movements.
Oh, neat.
Oh, neat.
As well as it vibrates, and this one actually has some silly stuff with MIDI as well. So one of the demos I have is hooking this up to a iPhone through jack. So it's just kind of horrible, like air harp thing.
Yeah, that's.
And right now, I mean, obviously, it would be more responsive had I had better electrodes. I'm hooked into it right now, but it's all kind of packed in a bunch of electronics. I'll show you guys the inside here. So this is a really early version of my circuit, since this is all dead bug soldered inside.
Ooh.
So in the back there's actually like two this package. One's an instrumentation op amp, and one's like a dual channel op amp. So this has been cool, but there's like so many things with this design that are really finicky. So I didn't finish it before today, but I've actually been working on this really small version of the EMG circuit. So this is like 2 channels actually. So with this, I can actually plug 2 different muscle groups. So I could do like a bicep against tricep, that sort of thing, or just 2 completely like left side of the body, right side of the body. But this is just like a little sensor using a couple of instrumentation op amps and just regular op amps to go from 3.3 volt input outputs to the microcontroller, a signal that hovers at like 1.5 volts. So the idea is that you can then take like your VCC over 2, your 1.5 volts as a baseline in, and subtract that from your value. So in Arduino, you can just kind of go ahead and like see a signal anytime you have any activity on that muscle. You see a spike, and you can do things with it. This is a general idea. I'm working in kind of like a standalone synthesizer board as well. This has got like another Teensy, the new True Channel board that I put on there. Got a speaker and one of the Class D audio amps and a whole bunch of other chargers and whatnot.
Yeah.
The goal of this one is to be like another wearable but standalone synthesizer. It's also using first time I'm using the DSP G1 that you guys have on the website. So that'll be exciting to kind of experiment with that.
Okay,
All
awesome.
right, you're busy, Alex. Well, those are all cool. Email support at Adafruit. Please come back as you complete some of those other projects.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the human plus electronics sensors is getting really exciting. That's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the goal is to kind of like start selling some of my boards possibly here, and we've got a ton of projects go down the line. I've got some robotics. This is like some soft robot stuff and a whole bunch of wacky stuff. So.
Outstanding. All right, we'll keep coming back. We have plenty of stickers.
Absolutely. Thanks.
All right, Andy. Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Hello.
Unmute your mic and show us your project.
We can see your sign, but we can't hear you.
Can't hear you, but that's okay. It might be time for Maker Charades.
Well, let him try to fix the mic first.
Oh. You can go to the little gear, and you can choose a different mic. Once you click it, might give you some choices if you're on a Mac or a PC. If not, I suspect that's a laser cut something with a bunch of LEDs something.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here. We can hear you.
Okay, great.
We'll make our charades.
Hey.
Hey. All right, thanks for having me. So I'm starting a project called Filterfeed that are interactive recycling stations for events, music festivals, stuff like that. And I have an Arduino and the wave shield and a laser tripwire. So this is a station for aluminum, and got some signage up top. And when you're finished with your beer, it changes color.
Yay!
And also plays a soundbite, which might have been hard to hear, but it's
A little coin sound.
yeah, some Mario coin as well as some other stuff. So pretty simple, but I made it so it's waterproof, and I took it out to a festival 2 weeks ago, and it was very well received. People were taking pictures with it and, of course, using it. So I'm still trying to work on my battery life, but I got a LPD 8806 LEDs, and pretty happy with the final project.
It looks great.
I like the gamification of recycling, because you can also extend it. You know, if someone walks by, maybe you could yell at them or say something nice. Hey, don't forget, I'm back here. You can, recycle anytime you want.
Want your cans.
Yeah, I
Give me
didn't
your
think of that
cans.
just like to lure in like the passersby, but it's pretty bright at night, and I've made another much larger station that is solar powered that I'll try to fit into my living room for next week.
Okay. Outstanding. And you will email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you out a see on the show and tell sticker. And if you can fit additionally large versions in your living room, come back to the show and tell and let us see them. If you take a little video at one of the events, send it to us too. We'll post it up on the blog.
Sounds good.
That was an awesome project.
Okay. This is a fantastic night. All right. Thank you, Tony and Carmen. Carmen the cat is in the
I was
box.
like looking at Tony's
Thank you,
cat's
Pedro.
eyes.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Bessie. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Alex. We'll see everybody on Ask an Engineer in 5 minutes, and we'll see everybody else on Show and Tell next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're here every week.
Every week. We're not doing anything
Till
else.
the end of
Till
time.
the end. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.